this country. For 28 years, the people of this country voted for this administration. Over 6 elections, but yet we did nothing. Nothing. It's like all the progress that we brought to this country have vanished in thin air. And I'm saying that we have not been given the credit for the leadership over the years. And under the visionary and practical, because it was practical leadership, not always fiscally responsible, but practical, caring for the welfare of the people. This small island with the scarce natural resources, we were able to transform a country that's been described by the United Nations as having a high level of human development. Our record of economic development is enviable by the other territories in the OECS. Madam Speaker, we can also claim to have established an acceptable record of democratic rights in this country. Our general elections have been free and fair. We have no political detainees languishing in our prisons. The courts remain open for redress and for wrongs. There's no political interference in the courts in this country. And this level of development, Madam Speaker, has been achieved by Antigua and Barbuda with dwindling levels of support from the outside world. But we were able to continue to lift ourselves up by our own bootstraps and to build this country. I put it to you, Madam Speaker, that we have indeed earned a reputation in the world as a country where law and order reign supreme, where democracy is not only preached but is upheld. It is practiced, Madam Speaker, and where the will of the people is respected. And that is why you are here today, because the will of the people was respected. Let us not destroy our institutions, because the outgoing government, our strong commitment to those democratic principles and values, Madam Speaker, we opened up ourselves to a higher level of scrutiny than many other governments and institutions in the world. We have exposed ourselves to criticism and ridicule in deference to our democratic tradition. And I say to this Honourable House, that as an outgoing government, we deserve some credit for this. We do. And I'm sincere in saying that. We were never victimized anybody. We were never vindictive in our actions. But I worry, Madam Speaker, that some of us has come to take the foundations of our democracy for granted. We have come to take the foundations of our democracy for granted, and we have become irresponsible in this country. Because free speech is regarded as an inalienable right of the people, some of us abuse that right. We use it as a license to do whatever we please and say whatever we please. The flagrant lies to achieve selfish objectives, the end justifying the means. Madam Speaker, I'm sorry to be so passionate, but truth in this country has given way to fiction, and fair play has yielded to foul play. Our actions, rather than being a tribute to democracy, are travesty. And in this connection, Madam Speaker, I make reference to the vile and slanderous attacks that has been continually hurled against the members of the previous ALP administration every day on the Daily Observer. That is what I'm making reference to on the Observer Radio. The slanderous lies, no substance, no facts, innuendos and half-truths become reality in this country now. And if the Observer says that the sky is red, it is red. We believe it.
Yes.
I am saying that there's no credible evidence to implicate any of us as yet. And they're already saying on the
Ever.
Yes, ever. Well,
Ever.
I'm saying, I know that there's none to implicate me. And I'm
Ever.
saying, I take back as yet. I take back as yet. I'm sorry. There's no evidence, Madam Speaker, let me repeat myself, to implicate any of us or any of the others in the outgoing administration. And how could the Radio Observer be saying to put us in jail already? Is this a police state? I'm calling upon the Honorable Attorney General. Is this a military state? Also, you had intention to do it? You had intention to do it? Oh, I see. Well, I have already put Sir Henry Ford and Mr. Elliot Martley on notice.
You have 10 more minutes, sir.
I'm going to ask for a little extra time, Madam Speaker. Not too much. The people of this country, some of the people, they cried out for change. And they got it, Mr. Prime Minister. So you should be happy. You are the Honorable Prime Minister of this country. But it's my sincere hope, Madam Speaker, that good sense and more appropriate level of responsibility will be displayed by those in authority and by those who have assumed leadership in this country. We need to stop the witch hunts and get on with the business of running this country. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm willing to help you. And to share some of my knowledge and expertise. And even some of my money. I took up $2 million. $2 million, I want this country to know. Last year, June, before I was removed as a minister, I broke a fixed deposit of $2 million to pay civil servants their salaries. I don't have any other politician anywhere in the world doing that. That is the love I have for this country. And I'm committed to continue to serve. But I call upon the Prime Minister,
Gentlemen,
the Honourable Baldwin Spencer, to speak out publicly, to speak out against those who, under the guise of free speech, would seek to destabilize this country. Because listeners to the airwaves are now being fed. They're being fed a staple diet and a diatribe of lies and irresponsible and reckless utterances. The clear aim, Madam Speaker, is to incite violence in this country and destroy the pillars of democracy. I call upon you, sir, Prime Minister, to condemn these dangerous tactics, to condemn them, and to confirm your support to this country for a system of government which provides for orderly, disciplined change. Madam Speaker, there are those who would magnify and characterize this election, this event, as if it were the sum total of all experiences of this country as a people. Madam Speaker, while a turning point in the nation's history and experience can be focused in a single event at a particular time in history, we must not make the mistake for one event to sum up all of our experiences. Nor should we distort history or seek to rewrite it. People have made their contribution in this country, and they should be given credit. They have served. They have families. And I'm not speaking of myself, because I'm young into this. I'm speaking of people like Lester Bird, like Bear Bird, like Robin Yearwood, who have given yeoman service to this country for excess of 25 years. And they have families. Yes, they're gone, but appreciation must be shown for their service. Not to ruin their families and destroy their lives. That's not what I think the majority of the people of this country want. Therefore, Madam Speaker, let us not, in celebrating the events of the general elections, deny the rest of our experience as a people and as a country. I'm the first to admit that all is not right and all is not as it should be in this society. But show me a perfect society. Show me a flawless society. And therefore I recommend to the people of this country, in the present hysteria of bashing the previous ALP government, Now our position, we are